3. No sound yet.
Yeah, can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
No sound. Loud and proud, guys. Somebody's put no sound, no sound. Dapper got his makeup on.
Any better? Can you hear us now? Can you hear Sutty?
Can you hear me?
Up, guys.
Can you hear Dapper?
Yeah, we're getting the thumbs up. So
right, lovely.
I'll take it. That's it.
All right, let's start again. Welcome to episode 19 of the Three Grumpy Wolves podcast. We're joined by Sutty and Dapper as always. Dapper's back, but Chris is in the green room. So you best play well, Dapper, or we'll replace you. He's there on the sidelines.
Well, I was gonna say I tuned in a bit late last week because I had a bit of drama, and I said this old bloke in the corner is a bit of a substitute. He said, right, and he said he used to be a football player, and his nickname was Killer. But I found out that he was a groundsman, and he killed the weeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to talk about a lot today on episode 19, guys. Big things, really. I mean, we just about got a point against Blackburn. We are going to be talking about our next game away at Preston. Going to talk about Jordan James joining the Wolves and some rumours going on in transfers. And then also the Liquidator, unfortunate news as well. So lots and lots to get in on. As Sutty as well had his flags out. So we'll talk about that and that experience. But yeah, guys, Sutty, Dapper, how are we doing?
All good, mate. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Another shit show last weekend, but we've come to expect that as normality at this football club.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dapper.
Evening, guys. Hope you're all well. And had a nice downfall of rain, haven't we, guys? So hopefully that's good for the farmers and all the nature out there. So that's good for them.
All the fire and all the fires that was going on.
All the fires and everything. But there was a fire on the Molineux pitch Friday night in the second half.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely dreadful, guys. So we'll get into more of that in a bit. But
yeah,
welcome, guys.
Yeah, so let's get stuck in then. 2-2. I mean, everyone probably saw me, do the review and the watch along, so I won't talk too much. I'll let you guys talk a little bit more because obviously everyone wants to know what you've got to say about it, basically. But more of the same shit, really.
Yep.
Really disappointing. Just really lacking in certain areas. Yeah, just disappointed in general. But like I just said, I've said all I need to say regarding it. So, Sutty, I'll come to you. Wolves 2, Blackburn 2. Let me hear it.
Yeah, well, crowd were up for it, Dan. Nearly a full house. Blackburn put up a good away following. Fair play to them. They were noisy and raucous, and they had every right to be because they were the better team. Okay, we went 1-0 up, and you'd expect us then to push on and go and win that game. But no, the old Wolverhampton Wanderers came out, and we stamped the place out. I've heard some people say that we deserved a draw. I can't get my head around that because we didn't deserve fuck all out of that game. We were rubbish. There was nothing there. There was no sort of tactical nous. You would have actually thought that the team were relegated from the Premier League were Blackburn Rovers. And we were the team that finished, 17th in the championship last year, I think they finished. They've come and they've spelt blood. When we went 1-0 up, they come at us. And my God, did we make it easy for them. The lad down there, right wing, attacking Moller Wolf and Mane. Well, he just took the piss. Young Mane, as good a prospect as he is, has got to learn to do the fundamentals and trap back and get stuck in and help his fullback out, because it's no good standing there with your hands on your fucking hips, moaning, flailing arms because you're not getting your own way. There's only one way to get on in this football industry, and that's work hard on the pitch. That is how you'll get noticed. But he was poor. I don't like him playing out wide. I think he's wasted. I don't think he's a winger. He hasn't got the pace to be a winger. But we were exposed time and time and time again. And cross after cross and corner and poor clearances. My God. I reckon at 50, when I'm 56 this October, and I reckon I can head the ball better than Totti Gomez. I'm sure he's either got spikes on his head or a 50p piece that glued to the front of his forehead, because that man is abysmal. And I've been in some quite how can I put it, interesting conversations on X over the last few days with people who were telling me that Totti Gomez is a far better player than what I'm making him out to be. I just can't see it. He's dreadful. And this is our club captain. How the hell can you have somebody, I said this last week actually, that's mute on the pitch and he's got the armband on? And the fullback, unfortunately, who's now injured, is barking out all the, what to do and where to be, and is not wearing the armband. Now, there's something fundamentally wrong with all this. Why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot with the way we play and with lack of leaders? And I didn't actually seem any sort of plan. I didn't see any of this high press that we keep going on about. And the trouble is, if you are playing a back four and you're playing a high press and you don't do it, you are really, really easy to attack. And we didn't do the fundamentals of this high press, or what it's called. Or when I was a young kid, it was called closing people down. It's nothing new. You've got to do your jobs. So the people up the top last week for me were, how can I put it? They weren't doing their job and they weren't putting a shift in, and that enabled them to get down our flanks and whip crosses in for fun, which caused us all any amount of problems. And we just looked an absolute shambles of a side. And we were really lucky to get away with a point. I don't care what anybody said. Blackburn were unlucky. They deserved all 3 points.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I said on the stream, there'd been a robbery in Wolverhampton, because when we got that penalty, I was thinking, for me, imagine being a Blackburn fan or one of them players on the pitch who've been running around, making us look absolutely shite. Now, guys, I'll let you have your say in just a second, Dapper, but I need to say something here. So, we've got over 90. I'm being generous. I'm not even giving the full figure. We got 90 plus million pounds on the pitch. They had 7 million. And if you told me watching that and you didn't know either side, you didn't know the circumstances of each side, and you just got given the figures and you went, right, put the figure next to the team that you think, makes sense, I'd put 7 million on Wolves. Because we looked slow,
100%.
lethargic. And something I want to say just before you go, before you carry on, Dapper, is our midfield in that game. Andre had to do everything because Molineux was getting all the way up, bless him, doing his job to obviously get us a goal, but he was leaving too much space. he was leaving far too much space, and the midfield was getting swamped, and we were losing a lot of possession for that. Now, if you can lose possession when you're a team that relies on the press, but you can't allow teams to bank you in because you can't press then. You can only really press when you're closer to the halfway line or over it. When you're actually in your own half, it's very difficult to go man-to-man and press. And that is what Blackburn did really well. They stifled us. They knew we needed to press them, and they stifled us and stopped us at source. Anyway, Dapper, your thoughts, mate, on that 2-2?
I'm going to go straight to the top, Dan. The Premiership, Totty's been in there. You'll have to forgive me. 3 years, 4 years, whatever. So I'm going to go straight to the top here in Wilder and Jackson. They've had enough time, as we keep harping on, since last January. So when they swapped the manager, they would have gone straight to Cesar and said, look, there's 2 centre-halves here, and they are shit. Absolutely fucking shit. They got 50p heads. When they do concede a goal, there's no voices, no shouting. They'll just walk up the park with their heads down. So can you tell me what's going to change from, the Premiership is the best in the world. What's going to change their playing style, their abilities to read the game, their abilities to ball watch and let people come from behind? What's going to change? Oh, the manager will do this. We'll bring this new Cesar in and everything will be rosy. I'm going straight to the top, Dan, because I did have a bit of faith when he come in and this high press. I thought, oh, great, let's see it in action. Lo and behold, Dan, and remember, we played 3 at the back last year, Dan, and Santi was in there. So, and we was keep conceding goals for fun even last year. I remember we conceded a goal. Within 2 minutes later, we conceded another one, Dan. And the week later, we've done exactly the same, 2 goals in 2 minutes, and that's with the same personnel. And we've got Santi on the bench. I can see us in the future probably going back to a back 3. But the way we concede goals, Dan, just from a normal ball in with the 2 suspects, yet again, it's up to the hierarchy. There should have been new centre-halves brought into these positions, Dan. So these footballing people at Wolverhampton Wanderers, yet again, have let us down with recruitment.
Yeah, you're right, mate. You're absolutely right. I mean, you look at that bench, not good enough. There's no player that's gonna come on and make a difference. We're literally relying so heavily on the 11 players, and if any of those let us down, or if any of those get injured, there's no real player that's gonna get bums off seats and go, right, okay, here we go. Okay, Jimenez comes on, and gets the penalty, but ultimately, he's not going to be on the bench all the time, is he? He is going to be a key player.
No. Well, Trippier's been brought in as a captain. We know he's 35. Now he's missing. Jackson's going to go right back. Does he shout? Does Molineux shout? Does Totti shout? None of them. There's no captains. We said last year we got no captains. Now we've lost our 35-year-old. Jackson's going to come in. Holy mother of...
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just kind of just talking about the game specifically. Dapper, we're winning the game. We look good, and I think you can agree with that, Sutty. You know, it started really bad. I'm not gonna lie, but once we'd scored, it looked like that's it now. Right, here we go. And I thought we were gonna put a few goals away, get really ahead of the game, and then start to think, right, okay, now let's be sensible, let's be astute, let's just think about the game plan, let's get this over the line.
Yeah.
The trouble is, this game, again, is a game that you're going to get 3 points. You should be getting 3 points in. So therefore, the losing mentality that's still in this squad is still for all to see. And we saw that. Because as soon as we scored, we're like, right, here we go. They're knocking the door. But then as soon as they scored that goal,
into shit. Yeah.
We panicked, and we can't do that. Ultimately, in football, no matter the opponent, you might concede goals. That's just the nature of the game. But you can't panic when you do that. That's just ridiculous. Not with the amount of accolades these owners and hierarchy have labelled on these players. You can't then panic like a deer in headlights when it comes to conceding a goal. Then we think, right, okay, we're going in it's half time. Let's just relocate our thoughts. Let's just get things back to normal. Think about what we did well. Go out there, got a great crowd, and then we concede again. Sutty, second goal. That can't happen.
Dreadful. The second half was as bad as I've seen for a long time. Anybody that says it wasn't, honestly, you need to have a look at yourself and question your own football knowledge. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but it was shockingly bad. We've got out of jail with a penalty at the end. Nobody knows whether it was or it wasn't because there was no TV footage of it, but the referee pointed straight to the spot. And we've got out of jail. There's nothing there. There's no depth on that bench. We're in a situation again now where we keep saying this every week. We're like scratch records. What are we now? It's the 21st of August tomorrow. 10 days left of a transfer window. 10 days left to get. Okay, they're telling me here that Dan Bentley's gone to Coventry. Well, right. So you've used him all the way through pre-season. You've used him all in this game here, and now you've got rid of him. So that tells me Sarr or Johnston's staying, or you've got a goalkeeper on the books.
So Sutty, from what I've heard, is Johnston is 100% Wolves number 2. Sarr is not in the plans at all.
Right. So Johnston's fit now, I believe. So he will be starting on Saturday if a new goalkeeper don't come in tomorrow. And realistically, if one comes in tomorrow, are you really going to start him on Saturday? Very much doubt it. One of them two is going to have to start, or you're starting with a young and in goal, the number 4, as it is now. This is just planning so amateurish. And then Matt Jackson's got the audacity, after he signed the young one, to
Jordan James,
to say, it's worth waiting to do your business and getting the right player. You've had 8 fucking months.
Can I also say, Sutty, that Jordan James has been a Wolves target since 2023?
Well, there you go. So you've had 8 months. You told me to my face and others in January that you'd got. Now, I know that Rob Edwards got the sack, but you told me and 10 others in that boardroom that all your targets were lined up and that you were just waiting to press buttons. You told us that there would be no late deals in this transfer window. You said that came out of your mouth. Now, I've seen you again at the Trust. You told me the same thing at the beginning of June. As soon as the World Cup's out of the way, bang, 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 signings. Nothing really. Okay, we had Trippier and RAÚL and re-signed Andre on a better contract. Anybody that thinks that wasn't done in the timing because the season ticket window is about to close, well, you're fools, because that's sold out all the season tickets basically, because that gets you onto the gravy train and thinking, hang on, we're going to do this. And then we've had, 2 months with virtually nothing. We've got a bloke who we signed from Belgium with basically breadsticks as legs. His legs are like pieces of string, and they're going to snap him at every opportunity. You've now got Trippier, bless him. He's gone down with a MCL, is it? So so he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. That's your leader off the pitch. It is an utter shambles. You can see why Blackburn came to us the other night thinking, let's just have a go at them. They're as brittle as anything.
They were clever.
I would have said the same thing.
They were clever because they knew Hugo was out, Sutty. They knew that we'd struggle there because Molineux hasn't had the time. They knew that
Tony Mowbray is no fool. He's never going to be the most popular manager in the world. You know, he's not going to get Premier League jobs and all this, but he
Very
will always do a job in this division. And he's gone and he said, look, these are as brittle as anything. It just, even if you concede, don't be concerned. Just keep doing what we're going to do, and we will win this game. And they thoroughly deserve to win that game.
Matt said
we were
here,
shambles.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sutty. Matt said here that Alex Crook's confirmed that Sarr starts on Saturday.
Yeah, but if he's being sold, that's not forward planning
anyway, isn't he? Because he lied about Trippier. So let's.
It's not forward planning. This is actually going to Sarr saying, "Look, we're struggling to sell you.
Mate,
please."
It's the same thing with Tolu. It's the same thing with Tolu, isn't it? We're gonna get rid of you. We're gonna get rid of you, and then all of a sudden,
Dan, they bowed down to Cunha. They bowed down to Cunha. They bowed down to Larson. Everything these players want, they get. Can you give us a new contract? Let's put in our contract 60 million, 70 million. Yes, we'll do that for you. Yeah. There's nobody with no bollocks at these football clubs say you play for Wolverhampton, now get out the fucking office and do your job.
Yeah, the player agency now, I mean, it's not just Wolves, but it's very particularly Wolves at the moment, isn't it? It is very, very player heavy. I mean, I think Jordan James had like all the time in the world to decide. You remember Semedo before he left, got all the time in the world. Yeah, it's all right, Semedo. You do you, mate. We'll decide what's going on after that.
What's the plan?
There's no plan, Sutty.
What's the plan?
Tell me the plan.
We
asked in this meeting. We're going off track here, I know, but this is important to say this. We asked at this meeting, what is the 1, 3, and 5 year plan? Every good company has a 1, 3, and 5 year plan. Matt, you were there, Dan. Matt Jackson could not answer. He said, I don't know. We're just worried about, we're just going to concentrate on this year. And it was, I can't remember who it was, someone in the crowd absolutely rinsed him and said, you're head of recruitment and you don't know what the direction is for 1, 3, and 5 years. He said, we are fucking doomed. And Matt Jackson said, well, I'm just concentrating on getting us back up this year, then we'll see. He actually said that. So what is the plan? Tell me, anybody, because we know they watch these over and over again. If you want to get in touch with me and tell me the plan, you know, I'll be all ears, because I don't know what the plan is. Nobody knows what the infrastructure plan is. Nobody knows what fucking Fosun's plan is with us, because I don't see that they've got a plan. Don't give me all this bullshit. Oh, they bankroll us for 30 million a year. It's their asset. They have to do that. Every club in the country will be getting bankrolled because this ain't a money-making experience as such. But what it is, it's not a money-making experience through, as in taking money from the club. They can't take money out of this football club. Get that out of your heads. That doesn't happen. The books will show you that. But what it does give them is global exposure. And that costs shitloads more money than whatever Wolverhampton Wanderers can make per season. Let me tell you that now. That's fact. So they don't go drawing money out the Wolves ATM like some people think they do when they sell a player. They don't do that. Yeah. What they do is gain a whole shitload of exposure for the mother company. And that's where we're going wrong. You know, we're not owned by football people. Now, most clubs aren't owned by football people, but they're clever enough to surround themselves with people who know football. Well, fucking hell, they surround themselves with a load of yes men who get paid quite handsomely to just do as they're told and take the flak. Yeah, and it's as simple as that, because I can't see any plan here. I like the young lad that's just come in, but my God, we've got a pretty good first 11, pretty good, which I think is a playoff first 11. But that bench frightens the absolute life out of me.
Yeah. Dappa.
Dappa. Well, like I just said, sorry, Dan.
Go on.
Like Sutty said there, and I said earlier, like there was a meeting, then there's no plan. So what I'm saying about Mosquera and Totti, not one of them have really sat round a big table and discussed the future of the transfers. No, we'll keep him here. All we'll do is get Mendes, his manager, over. All these lads needing his motivation. So we sat round the table and discussed all they need is motivation, not looking after year of their faults done, their strength and weakness, to say their time at Wolves has to go. But it's a lesser division. Them round the table, you can actually hear them talk. It's a lesser division. It's a championship. Oh, they got a cropper. Because down into his championship, like Sutty said about the ex-West Brom manager, and the other manager in there, they're very experienced at this level and they smell blood and they went for it. So if they think I'm just going to stroll up the Wolverhampton Wanderers, we're going to play literally, how many did we have up top? We had not Mosquera. Manetti was up there. Furlong was up there. Marnie. And poor Andre in front of these shit two back centre halves must have been shitting himself.
Yeah.
So if they think I'm just rocking up to the championship and going to storm it with these this mob of this squad of players, now they know, Dan. So same again, like Sutty said, lack of planning.
Right, guys. We'll get into the next part of the show in just a second. Just to let you know, I'm going to put a link in the chat. This is our green room on our Discord. You'll be joined by Rebecca there, and we'll get you in because we are going to do a little bit of a live call in this evening as well. We've got a little bit more time to do that tonight, so if you want to get in, have your say, feel free to do just that. Make sure you've got a decent microphone and some headphones, to be fair, and then that's really all you need. And yeah, just have your say, because I know a lot of you guys want to get things off your chest.
No swearing, we don't allow it on here.
No.
Try and keep it to 5 minutes per call, people, so everybody can get on.
Yeah, not just that as well. We no singing inappropriate songs, guys, because we're not that kind of football club.
You're not that kind of
And we
club,
won't have
no.
it. Right, let's get into a little bit of positive before we get into the negative again. Jordan James has finally signed for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I actually think this is a very good signing for Wolves. I think it's an area in which we very, very much need help. And he'll fit in like a glove, to be honest, because as much as I like the idea of Molineux running around and causing carnage, and you know what, an intelligent run, good finish. Let's just put it out there, because I know we get all this shit all the time. You need to support the player. Fair play for some of the good things that he does, but the one thing he doesn't do is help in that midfield area to maintain ball possession.
Yep.
Now, Jordan James does this for fun, and he'll get you from A to B, and he runs and he runs and runs. He's also very, very good at striking the ball from distance and scoring goals. Very good at, finding those pinpoint passes between the lines. So I think with him on the pitch, Fer Lopez on the pitch, we are going to have a little bit more service. So it's a very, very good signing. Sutty, come to you. Jordan James, mate.
Good signing. Looking forward to seeing him next to Andre and Fer Lopez. The trouble you've got with Molineux, I think he is given the remit almost to be a loose cannon and just cause havoc. But the trouble with that is, again, like I've just said about Mane, everybody has still got to do their own bit of defending. And defending starts from up top, mate. You've got to close players down and you've got to make it difficult for them. Don't give them time. As soon as these players have got time, whether they're playing for Blackburn or West Ham, whoever, these are all good ball players and they will hurt you. And Molineux, unfortunately, running around like an headless chicken, there's no structure to it. And you've got to have a little bit of structure. You've got to know when to drop back in. You've got to know when to close down.
I think he just needs to release the ball quicker as well. Like the ball seemed to be stuck under his legs a little bit, didn't it? And I think that's what Jordan James has a little bit more in his locker.
Well, Molineux is the kind of player that's going to hit the back of the net at 150 mile an hour, or it's going in the North Bank car park.
Yeah,
There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between. What he will always give you, and you've got to give the lad credit, he will always give you 110%.
Yeah.
But sometimes 110% of shit is a big pile of shit.
Yeah. I do think he's a great option off the bench, though. You know, you've got
but he just causes carnage because
Yeah.
he doesn't know what he's going to do. So how the fucking hell are they going to know what he's going to do?
But I think that's a really good bench option. I think it's one of those where you're unsettling a team who are tired. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a really good option off the bench, and I think that's.
And I think you know what he lacks as well, Dan. He's a midfielder, but he's not one of them clever footballers that has already scanned the pitch before the balls come to him. Do you know what I mean? One of them, he scans it, he knows what the next pass is. He's just, like what he said, 100 miles an hour. He will run through a brick wall for you, but his first touch, and when the ball does come to him, it's loose. It's only a 5-yard pass, but he hasn't got that ability as an out-and-out. Now, you look at, I'm going to say JJ, his nickname. This kid looks an all-rounder.
Yeah.
He can drop in front of the back four, collect it, spray it out wide, 30-yard diagonal pass, everything I've seen of him.
Yeah.
At the age of 22, he looks an all-round midfielder.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Dan, can you name the last time we had a midfielder like that in the last 5 years? Because I can't see one in the team.
The midfield for a good long time is the fact that we've just had two bulldogs, haven't we? We just had two shielders who are very fantastic, you know, at what they do, but there's no was never really any creativity, and I think we lost that.
No,
as soon
not
as
much.
Neves left, I just don't think we've had that in the midfield for a long time.
For a very long time.
So, I can see you, Micah, in the green room, by the way. Please stick around, mate. We'll get you in as soon as possible. Guys, I know I've kind of avoided the comments a little bit, but I do see all your comments, and I will go to your comments throughout the show, especially at the end, to go through anything that you've said, or, you know, questions that you've got for the panel, etc. Can
I just say this quickly, Dan? Because I've just seen a comment off Manny. Yes, I do think that Rodrigo is better off the bench as an impact player. The trouble we've got at the moment as well, massive problem, is we haven't got any out-and-out wingers. Yeah. And we still haven't got a lot of pace. There's no pace in this team. Yeah. Now, somebody's put on here as well about Fer Lopez. Technically great, but no pace. He doesn't need pace.
No.
He doesn't need pace. One of the greatest players I ever seen play was Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah.
And he could hardly run.
He
was the best player on the pitch.
Dancing players, they just dance from one side of the pitch.
He doesn't need pace because he's technically better than anybody else. And we need him. But he should have his generals around him that look after him and do his dirty work for him.
I think we're a winger, a good centre back. Probably if Sarri's going to stay and he's between the sticks, I don't think we do need a goalkeeper, if that is the case.
He stops,
we need somebody as well, Dan, that is going to be where we can actually say to young Mane, you come and sit out today, son.
Yeah.
You come and have a rest, because this kid's being way overplayed and he's really easy to play against.
Yeah.
He's not difficult to play against. If you watch him,
you know he's going to cut in.
He's going to cut in.
He's going to
really
take a strike.
Easy to play against. Yeah, he's going to have a strike from the edge of the box. Just close him down.
Yeah.
Just keep tight to him. Close him down, and you'll completely nullify him.
Yeah.
Whereas if he come off the bench, that's totally different, and play a bit more central as well. Because you're trying to make a winger out of something completely that is not a winger. He's not a winger. He's more of a number 10, really.
Yeah.
He's not. You're trying to force him into a lineup, and for the balance of the side, you need the correct players in there, and we just don't have the correct players. These people have got one hell of a 10 days in front of them, because if they don't get this right, fucking hell, they are going to get absolutely slaughtered. Because, like I say, they promised the earth, and at the moment, fucking hell, it looks like we're sat on a portion of earth, and it's somewhere, like looking outer Afghanistan in the hills, the shitty bit. Do you know what I mean? We ain't getting nothing. We're getting nothing of quality here. We're trying to make a fucking silk purse out of a sow's ear. Just because these players, yes, they played in the Premier League last season, but they were shit. They were that poor. Don't expect them being so shell-shocked with just 3 victories all season, then all of a sudden they're going to rock up with a completely different mentality because it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
And last Friday night, you've seen it. It was there in black and white.
Yeah.
What gets me there, Sutty, how come them up toppers? I can't see this. That the kid has just... This kid has just turned 18.
No money.
Exactly.
It's about money,
this kid's just turned 18 and he's going to play 40 games on the left. And we've got a young 21 R. Gomez who's going to do the same in a division what's rough, tough. I mean, that kid for Blackburn tore them a new arsehole. And you would say he's an average midfield, average winger in that division. So when we play the Middlesbroughs and the Millwalls, oh my God.
Yeah, it's good.
You have to, like Samane, you have to keep him grounded, and you have to every now and then say, right, you're having a rest today, son.
Yep,
that keeps him grounded. But you see, you can see his shoulders drop and his arms in the air, and he's moaning at the manager. No, son, you're not. How old is he? 19.
Yeah,
you're 19, 18, 19. Time you had a rest, sunshine. Let's get you back up to what you were, and we'll feed you back in again. But you ain't the big bollocks in this team, and you got a long way to go. Don't believe the hype in yourself, because at the moment it does actually look like he believes all the hype about him. And I'll be quite honest with you. I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't personally think he's the player that everybody else thinks he is.
I agree.
I think this kid could well just drift away.
We'll see for sure. I mean, we're all hoping for the best from him and stuff. You know, he's done really
I don't want him to fail.
No.
I want him to be a world beater.
Yeah.
But at present, with his mentality and what he shows, I don't think he's going to be the player he thinks he is.
Yeah. We're gonna take some calls in a minute. I know our Micah's there, bless him. I've seen Ryan Leister here as well. Welcome in, mate. And Manny as well. Couple of people in here, you know what they're talking about. So feel free, man. Honestly, links there. Do your worst. Come in. Say what you need to say, mate. Get stuff off your chest. Not a problem at all. So yeah, like Tommy's just said there, and you guys have said as well. You know, we need to give the lad time for sure. We can't rely too heavily on Mane. You know, it might be good to rest him for a game or two. We'll just have to see. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of. I think that's the problem at the moment. There's so much uncertainty around. I mean, even before the first kick of the game, so many people around the social space were just. They're convinced. No, that's it. This is it. I'm going to absolutely destroy Blackburn. And I'm just there like, are you talking about the same team that I saw in the Premier League? Because them lads, the only thing they're destroying is their reputations. Because a lot of them genuinely aren't even good enough for the Championship. And that is worrying. When you've got nearly 100 million worth of players on that pitch, and you're just thinking, bloody hell, where the fuck does that even add up? Where does 100 million add up to them twats? Listen,
can I just quickly say, Dan?
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments in here saying give Mane time. Look, I just want to put it out there. Nothing make me happier than that kid make it. But a friend of mine's on here, Dan Fletcher, and he's just put Mane is part of a club without any direction or plan. Put a kid into an environment like that, then they will lose their way. Now, if I have an apprentice work for me and I don't give him any structure and any direction, you'll never make it. Never make it. Now, there's no structure, direction, planning. Any of these at this football club. I don't care what Matt Jackson says. I don't care. I don't feel worried at present about the claim that he says to me that we this time next year we'll be in the Premier League and you can shove your flags up your arse. I'm not worried one bit, because at present, I know it's only one game. I'm not on about the football side of things here. I'm on about the hierarchy and the planning within the boardroom of this football club. Now, we got rid of one she, because he was an absolute bullshitter, an absolute little bastard. And we've replaced him with a very clever and how can I put it? He's very approachable, this chairman. He's not stupid, but unfortunately, he knows how to work all of us, including the media, the fan base, and he smiles. As I'm going to once called him, the
Manny. We love Manny.
The baby-faced assassin, and they really, really have got to wake up, and wake up fast, because if they don't get this right the next 10 days, that then leaves September, October, November, December, 4 full months where you could be absolutely languishing halfway, and you've lost that any momentum that you could have had through good planning. We've had no good planning at this football club for 6 seasons now. 10 horrific transfer windows over a 5-year period. We've had nobody of any note, really. Okay, we bought Cunha in and we've made quick 15 million quid off him and things like that. But they all want to piss off. They don't want to stay. There's nothing here to stay for. Why isn't there anything here to stay for? Little Dan off the Fancast in that meeting pulled Matt Jackson and asked him directly to his face, when Matt Jackson said, we can't attract any players anymore. Well, why can't you attract players? He said, you tell me how you could once attract Neves, Jota, Bolly, all of these players, Moutinho, and now you can't attract them. He said, they just don't want to come here. The reason they don't want to come here is because word soon gets around about how well a football club is run. Erling Haaland's old man told him when he joined Manchester City, don't look at the squad of players, look at the owner. Look at the owner and what they're prepared to do to make the squad of players better. Now, if you take that remit at this football club, you never let your son join it.
The thing
never.
is as well, Sutty, on that, agents do that for him. Agents already do all of that. Anyway, I've got Micah here, but I think, are you muted, Micah?
Yeah, I was just waiting for my name.
That's all right, son. I might just turn you up. Hang on. Just
Micah.
Say something.
Yeah,
that's your
Hi,
Micah. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I've been doing well. It's getting to the end of busy season for work, so as I'm able to actually tune in live for the first time this summer, which is quite a nice privilege.
Nice.
You're welcome, bud.
Micah, you watched the game in some capacity. What was your opinion of the halves, really? And just before you say that, Dave has a party's in the stream as well. Feel free to come on as well, and that goes to anyone, by the way. The links there. You'll be joined by Rebecca. You'll be joining Micah after. Carry on, Micah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think to summarize the first half, it was hell. And then the second half was another trip to hell, but like super hell. It was terrible. I don't want to discount the fact that there was the occasional nice passage of play in the first half, and even in the second half, I noticed a couple of times where I was like, if we can sustain this for more than 5 minutes at a time, I could see some potential there. And then the ball would somehow make its way to the foot of Tati Gomez, or worse, Yerson Mosquera. And it felt like I was watching us play, while we were 4-0 down to City or something last season, just all over again. But with, I think, how much was it? You said Blackburn squad's worth, what, 7 million?
7
million. It was 7 million versus 1 billion worth of talent against us. And we made them look just about as good as City. And I don't really know how that's my kind of just review of that game. There's not, RAÚL coming on, getting a lucky penalty. Chachua, I have no idea how he's whipped a ball and that's, been threatening enough to draw a penalty, but I'll take it at this point. I'm not I'm not complaining about that, but I don't know. That's just it was so utterly disappointing after all of the hope I have managed to muster up, which is not much, that we'd have any sort of that our Cesar could maybe get something, a new tune out of the players. I'm of the firm opinion that most of these players were shit before they were verbally and emotionally abused by Vitor Pereira. But at this point, you gotta just have something, some pride as a professional to go forward and actually try and keep your job. I don't know. I mean, I would have lost my job a long time ago if I put as much effort and care into it as half of our players do. I'd say that's about my review for the game, though. Obviously, plenty more to come, and it's not like as if we can't turn it around.
Yeah.
The question really is, will we, and what will we do between now and then in the transfer window to actually make that happen? Are we going to keep saying we strike out on these big time signings that we were never going to get because we don't have the money, or we have the worst ownership that, when it comes to transfers, at least known to man? Or is it because we are only going to go for those maybe up and coming gems, those smaller players that never really pan out for us? And I found it really interesting. You were talking about Cunha being sold, even Neto going, all of these big hitters. I'm wondering more, what happened to just the mid-level signings that we used to make, that even if they didn't pan out well, they were good players to have in your squad?
You Vinagras and people like this. We had Vinagras on the bench, and you knew he'd come on, okay, do the odd step over, but he'd give you his all and he'd create things. We don't have anything. There's nothing there. You've got the likes of the Albion fans now, they're laughing at us.
People used to give Den Donker shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great squad player, though.
Exactly. That's what I mean. We haven't got that now. I think I said that, like, one of the first episodes of this podcast. Very, very similar to what Micah said there. A lot of players, when they came into this side, probably had a good half a season to look at whoever was ahead of them and go, right, I'm going to fight and make that place mine. You come into Wolves now, you fucking get the fucking keys to Wolverhampton. You're in.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean? You're just in.
Yeah.
Like Jordan James comes in, he's out in the first number. He's a number 8. Done. We don't know what he's like in the team. We don't know what he's like under Cesar or anything. Yeah. But because we're so fucking, we're not even squad bare, but he's just dreadful. Respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Micah, just before we move on, because we're giving roughly 5 minutes to each caller. What transfers would you like to see come in now, buddy? You still there, Micah?
Oh,
sorry, Dappa. I'm trying to get. I don't know why it had you muted in there, so I've been wondering why I'm not hearing your voice come through. I'm seeing you talk.
That's okay. I'll repeat it. What transfers and what positions would you like to come in for the next window, buddy, or this window, I should say?
Well, we both know it's not going to happen until next window, and then it's going to be too late. But I would say I'd love to see a couple of new center backs come through. I don't have anybody. I'm not really fresh on the market looking at people, but I'd love to see a center back. Goalkeeper, if we can keep Sa, I think he'd be excellent in the championship despite his wages. But if Bentley's going and Johnston's going to go, we need somebody. Or if we really want to be threadbare, like we probably will end up, we'll end up promoting one of the younger lads that's coming through the academy. You never know. And then outside of that, winger would be nice. I'd love that. I think Adam Armstrong and Jimenez can just about get us through. I've seen Armstrong play an ungodly amount of games, and he's excellent at championship level. It just depends on support around him. And so a winger or a midfielder would be excellent. I would die to see that happen for us. Somebody worth their salt. I don't care if it's damn George Honeyman coming in from Blackpool. I'll take it at this point.
Yeah.
All
right, nice one, Micah. We'll get
Thanks,
you on
Micah.
the next show.
All right, appreciate y'all.
See you around, mate.
Take care.
One Ryan Leister, I think, is in the green room. We're going to bring him in.
Ryan Leister.
One Ryan Leister. Ryan, are you there, my son?
You on mute?
Is he muted?
Here he is.
Ryan, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you guys?
Good, mate.
Good,
Very
Ryan.
well,
Thanks.
Ryan. Nice to hear off you, mate.
No problem at all. I've just you guys, some of you guys are good enough to come on my bits and bobs. So yeah, I'm returning. I'm listening. I've been enjoying. I did my one earlier on. I've been out for a run. I thought, yeah, let's have a listen to what you guys have to say. I really like your 18 symbol in the top left-hand corner. So I was like, I'm gonna have a little after the watershed. Let's see what you got to say. So yeah,
I mean,
I missed the start because I went for a run after doing my one, but I'm just catching the vibe. Like, we have so much to do in such a short space of time, and I'm repeating myself, but no other club has had longer than Wolverhampton Wanderers to prepare for the Championship season than ours. We have had the longest time. We're in the top 3 budgets for the financial rules. The teams that got relegated have got the financial power over everybody else. There is no excuses, and there is nothing at all. But something I wanted to ask you, Sutty, that I've been thinking about recently. When I looked in Matt Jackson's eyes and Nathan Shee's eyes, I believed what those guys were saying. All right. They sold it to me. Yeah. They sold it to me. I believed it. 22,500 other people have believed it because they've all got season tickets. 5,500 fans are going there. So my question to you, Sutty, is, has something changed between now and then?
For me personally, no. Well, it's changed from the meeting we had because let's be honest, Ryan, they did that. It wasn't tea and cake like everybody thought. It was quite robust, I thought, to be honest. But they did sell us a dream, and they convinced every single person in there. When we came out, we were all smiling like Cheshire cats. Let's be honest, we were, and we believed it. We believed that there was a plan. Unfortunately, mate,
No.
I don't see much of a plan here still. I see us in last chance saloon yet again. Now, Matt Jackson, he said about the JJ signing that it's better to wait and make sure you've got the correct signing. This wasn't the remit. This wasn't the remit in January when I met him. This wasn't the remit in June when I met him. It was all going to be done really, really early. Now, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of good people at this football club. You were involved in a conversation that I was involved in earlier before this podcast. And I'm not going to name them because it did make me ultimately really angry that this one person who gives so much to this football club for nothing, by the way, is so dejected that he's prepared. He's punch drunk by trying to get answers out of them and actions out of them. You know who it is, and I know it is, but I'm not going to say who it is. And I sat there tonight reading that comment, and I left a comment, a voicemail. You would have heard it. And I'm fucking angry, mate. I'm sorry about the language again. I'm so angry when people like this do so much for this football club and good people for nothing, week in, week out, Wolves through and through. And he's gone on the comments and said, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I can't do this anymore because he actually called them the C word and said, I can't deal with people like this anymore.
The problem is, and I genuinely believe this, and in that meeting, I didn't raise it at the time, but one of the people sat over the table from us, again, I'm not going to call them out on it, they told us that they love the football club. And obviously you did a great speech in terms of what the football club meant to us. There's 2 bits of this. I genuinely don't think they know what it means to us. And I don't think most of them care either. And that's the problem. And that's why I feel the person you talk about is a bit dejected. We all go through peaks and troughs in terms of our relationship with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers to us is like an additional member of the family. Yeah. They're always there, regardless. That's the common ground. That's why we're all having this conversation. That's why I did a space earlier on. That's why I come and said hello to the pub in the pre-season game, because we love our football team. And at the moment, we don't feel like this additional member of our family is being treated properly. I did have some hope that there were, but it still doesn't feel like that. Now, they may come good, but the problem is you've promised us the earth. You'll be ready for pre-season. You're not going to buy players at the end because it comes at a premium. And here we are again,
Here we are.
season in, season out with the same things. And that's why, again, the person that you talked about earlier on, people suffer it because they put so much in relentlessly and it doesn't feel like we get the same back. So a message, we've done our part. You've sold your season tickets. You're taking 5,500 to Preston. You've promised these things. It's time to deliver. There are no excuses now.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean,
And what do you, Ryan? This is a Dapper. And what do you think about within the meeting, Ryan? That there's no plan there, buddy. What do you actually feel that the main people of Wolverhampton Wanderers, when they was asked a question, all we want to know as fans, young fans, middle-aged, older gentlemen and females, what is the plan for Wolverhampton? And they hadn't got an answer, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge worry. The question, and I'd go even deeper, is what interest now do Fosun have in Wolverhampton Wanderers? If I had to guess, if they could sell us now, get their 500 million quid, 400 million quid in the Premier League, they'll do that. So not having a plan is absolutely terrifying. And if that's the case, and they still don't have a plan, that would explain why we're scratching around with a couple of weeks to go with an absolutely abysmal substitute bench on the first game of the season. And by the way, we probably stole a point at that game against one of the relegation favourites.
Yes, we did.
It's totally self-inflicted.
And the other thing, Ryan, is if they haven't got a plan now, let's just say we're 10th, 8th, and the January window comes open, what plan have they got for January?
Yeah, it's a scary proposition. Now, I always try and remain optimistic, and I've been watching more Championship football than I have recently, and I try to watch as much as I can. Early signs are it's a considerable step down, and it's not that great, and that gives me hope. We're not that great either, but there aren't that many great teams. Watch West Ham, blew a two-goal lead. They weren't great. This is not a great division. So if they do add these couple of signings, and sorry for the positivity, but I've got to give something. I can't be completely all negative.
no,
I
that's
do
fine.
believe with a couple of good signings, get another forward in a wide player, get a new centre back. I mean, the goalie situation. I think I caught the end of that conversation earlier on.
Yeah.
JJ's a great signing. I still believe with a good couple of quality additions, I think we'll be very close to coming to promotion still. I still believe that. And then I'm always the eternal optimist. I still thought we could stay up in November. Yeah. I can't help myself. But genuinely, this division isn't that good. Now, we can't overestimate the poor players we've got because they're damaged goods from a terrible season. So we still needed a few players. But I've not given up hope yet. And just holding on to a bit of what I said to Sutty earlier on, they looked us in the eye and they believe what they said, or they completely suckered me. I don't know. I want to be proven that they meant it. But for me, something has changed and I don't know what it is.
Fair enough, matey. Fair enough.
I think you're close on the mark, Ryan, with them just thinking about selling up, to be honest. I think you look at... I know everyone doesn't want to be compared to Leicester, but fuck me, I mean, how close. I was saying on my watch along, I'm playing Spot the Difference now with us and Leicester, and it's getting harder and harder to see the difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder to see the difference. And all I'm thinking is, if I'm Fosun thinking, right, we're one of the only Chinese-led football clubs in English football. We should be trying to think here, right? We've got something there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, be top brass. Yeah,
let's fight for it. And to me, it just seems like they just want us to just about get by, just about get promotion, just about stay in the Premier League, because that doesn't give them, the need to spend, and that's my worry. This may be the plan to get into the Premier League, but what then, Ryan? Like,
long term.
What's going to be different?
Well, I think if they go up, that's the best opportunity to sell Wolverhampton Wanderers then. Yeah. And it feels like now, I'll be happy to be proven wrong. I'll be delighted to be proven wrong. I feel like Fosun, ever since that post-European season, I lost more and more interest. Jeff Shee, I felt like he was winging it more and more. In the last 3 seasons, I put this graphic up that I got from The Athletic. I'm pretty sure over the last 3 or 4 years, Wolves are £150 million in profit in terms of player spend over the last 3 years. No wonder we finished bottom of the Premier League with like that. I don't mind the model of getting young talent in from the Gestifute stable and selling it, but there's no backup plan. And it just seems they're absolutely lost. But yeah, sorry, mate, I'm whinging on away.
No,
but
no,
what's
Ryan. That's what the show's about, mate. Carry on.
what's the plan if we go up? Dan, I'll be delighted if we went up, and I'll deal with that then. I'll be absolutely. But the hope is Andre, Fer Lopez, Raúl Jimenez, Trippier when he's fit. There ain't many championship teams that've got a spine of footballers that good.
Well,
You
yeah.
keep them fit,
If you keep
you
them
surround
fit.
some players with them, and we've got a chance.
You're right, and I think that's the frustration. It's just that little missing piece, isn't it? But the frustration is we all can see it, and the only people that don't seem to see it are the people that are up top that make all the decisions. And it's just frustrating because we're paying the money to see them, wasting our time to see, let's be honest, very lackluster football from a team of players that are worth in the near hundreds of million in the collective effort. And I think that's just, I think it was a wake up call for sure. And Sutty kind of alluded to it in the last episode. I think when we're versing these teams in which, they're probably, promotion favourites, I think that's where we really, really need to put the go into the sword first and actually make something happen.
Dan, Wolves are not going to get a better opportunity than promoted this season. Every year gets on, and what worries me is the longer we're in the Championship with no parachute money. This is just my opinion. This isn't fact, by the way. What other damage has been done by the previous chairman? Yeah. What are the potential things that we haven't paid for? What's behind the scenes? Now, I'm not scaremongering, and this isn't information. This is just what I'm worried about. What happens if Wolves don't get promoted this season? And then it gets harder and harder. I start to look at...
We already know
on,
that. We already know there's repercussions to us not getting promoted straight away. We already know that. We got told that the figures are absolutely ridiculous. How much money we'd be under, and not even just that, but a lot of these fellas will actually be relieved from their post. Matt Jackson said that.
He said that himself. And Nathan did. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if that's the case, fight for your fucking job. Do you know what I mean? Fight for your job, and it doesn't even cut. It's not even that hard, but it just feels like they're just fucking scoring own goals all the time. I mean,
yeah, to be scrambling around now, guys, it is a massive worry. It is a real massive worry. And I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, but it's...
No, you're right, Ryan. You're absolutely right.
History is repeating itself. The problem is, though, we're not in the Premier League now, and survival was the aim before. Now it's promotion. It's a different kind of pressure now. Because when you get relegated, there's a little bit of a backup plan with the parachute money. Now we're fighting for our lives. Wolverhampton Wanderers have got no excuses for not being a massive team, a massive contender for those top 2 places. And me personally, this might sound harsh. Anything but top 2 for me this season is a failure. There's no excuses.
Absolutely.
Preparation, money, time, pull of a recent Premier League club. There is no excuses for not getting it right. And so far, they're getting it wrong.
Agree.
100%.
Great call, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Ryan.
Cheers, Ryan.
You feel free to go if you need to go, or you stay with us. It's up to you, mate.
Yeah, I'll let someone else jump on, guys. I like you. Yes, Dan, you've come on, so I'll speak to you. Dapper, it's the first time I'm speaking to you on it. It's great, guys. I'm enjoying listening. I come back from my run all pumped up. I thought I'm gonna have a little jump on now. See what you guys have got to say.
You got the adrenaline pumping, Ryan.
Yeah, I have. I'm knackered now.
Bless you. All right, then.
Thank
Ryan.
you, mate.
See you around.
Take care,
Thanks very much.
Take care, guys.
Ciao.
Top man.
Oh, there you go.
Great calls.
I have the link in the chat. Doesn't have to just be your Ryans, your Azapardis, your Manis or whatever. Anybody can come on here and say hello. Specifically, someone called Matthew. Matthew. Who's that?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, Matt.
Oh, is that you, Matt?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
How you doing, mate? You all right? Sorry, it just came up
I'm
with
good,
your
sorry,
username. I didn't see who it was.
Yeah, no.
So if you guys,
Wolves,
if you guys don't realise, this is the brains behind the wolf pack. You see.
Oh, hello, Matt.
On Instagram.
Brains is a strong word. Brains is a strong
Brains
word.
is a strong word.
The boss.
Yeah, he's the guy, man. So yeah,
The
it's
guy.
great to have you on.
Yeah, no, it's good to be on. It's good to be on.
What you want to say, mate?
Top man.
Well, I've got a lot to say, to be fair. I don't really know where to start, but firstly, I want to say that the call that was just on Brian, I thought it was a really good listen.
Yeah.
Detailed discussion, and to be fair, I agreed with a lot of the things he said. I think my worry is how much needs to be done at the end of this transfer window, because this squad is so underprepared. It's actually unbelievable, to be honest. I mean, we've obviously got, compared to other teams in the league, very high quality squad, but there's gaping holes in this starting 11. I mean, right winger, I don't know if you lot have discussed it because I've just joined, but right winger, we need a right winger. Obviously, getting Jordan James in is good because he'll be a starter in midfield. But we need a winger. We need someone that's going to beat a man, because we don't actually have a winger at the club that can get past a man 1v1. I mean,
100%.
Mane's obviously getting shoehorned off to the left, but we saw under Rob Edwards, he's probably better at, almost like a left 10 space. Under Rob Edwards, he played like almost left in the midfield 3 at times.
Yeah.
So it's one of them. I mean, I don't know if you spoke about the goalkeeper situation, but there's been news broken tonight that Bentley's going to Cov.
Yeah.
And Jose Starr's starting against Preston. I don't know if you've seen that.
We have talked about it, not in depth. So feel free to have your say on that if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a weird one because I don't think Jose Starr's wanted to stay at this football club for a while. I think he's wanted to leave for the last few years, but ultimately he's in a position where I don't think anyone really wants him, or else he probably would have left by now. And I mean, I don't know if you saw today, but I don't know if anyone listening saw, but Johnny Phillips done a piece for his Wanderers post, and he pretty much said that there's a chance that Johnston actually comes into the first team and actually becomes our starting keeper. So, I mean, that pretty much shows where that situation is, because I don't think Johnston or Sarr want to be at the football club. And you had a keeper that, let's be honest, was subpar in Dan Bentley, but he probably did want to be at the football club, and now he's going. So it's a bit of an interesting situation. But, so for me, I've been speaking a lot here, sorry, but
carry on.
I'd get a right winger in. I mean, right back situation with Trippier injured is worrying, isn't it? I mean,
Very.
I mean, you got Jackson. He's not. Jackson will be starting. You got. I hope Hugo Bueno's back, because unfortunately for David Muller-Wolf, I mean, you could tell that he hadn't played since the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because he really struggled against Blackburn's right back. I mean, he absolutely terrorised him the whole game.
Yeah.
So we need Bueno back, and as one of them, like, it's such a championship team, Preston. I think we should be all right, but at the same time, it's hard to be confident, isn't it? Like,
we said the same thing against
Exactly.
Blackburn. We were all going into it confident, and ultimately you've got to get out there and make it happen. Unfortunately, it doesn't just come to you.
The second half against Blackburn was so poor. I mean, I didn't think we started the game great, and then we score a really nice work goal, as I'm sure you've talked about, and then we have a few moments from there, but you can't be conceding straight away. I mean, the goals we conceded were terrible.
Yeah,
I'm sure. As I said, I've just joined, so I only joined when sort of Ryan Leister was speaking.
Yeah.
So I haven't listened to like what you've all said the whole time, but I don't know if you've mentioned Totti Gomez, but oh my days.
Well, I'm gonna kind of allude to that a little bit. I was on the Ryan Leicester's space actually on X.
Yeah, I noticed you were on that.
Yeah, a couple of the guys on there were talking about the fact that they think he's a good defender. Now, I think I'm I'm with them in the sense that in the Premier League, sometimes in a back five, I think actually he did do a little bit of a job. As long as he had someone next to him who was telling him, right, just get back. I think if he's got someone in his ear all the time, I don't think he's awful as much as everyone's made out, including myself, to be fair. I threw him under the bus like crazy. But in this game, I'm sorry, he was dreadful at the basics. Not on a level of, okay, fair enough, he's not the most skillful bloke. So with the ball at his feet, we've all got we're all scared for our lives as soon as it touches his feet. But I'm sorry, my nephew clears the ball better than that. If you're being threatened by a ball in that's nowhere near the 6-yard box, just stick your head through it. Just stick your head through it.
The first goal, the part that really frustrated me was his header out. It's a shocking header.
Exactly.
I mean, it's such a comfortable header to just head it away.
Exactly.
And it almost hits like the side of his head and goes to their player.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, everyone's blaming Molineux. Yes, okay, he needs to do better. He needs to stop the ball at some.
But still,
you know the runner. Your runner is literally right next to you, and he just runs past him like he's not even existent. Doesn't get anywhere near him with the challenge. And you think, okay, you've made something happen there, and fair enough. I did go a little bit on his back. But the second half, you're a Premier League player, apparently. You play for Portugal. And then on the second half, mate, he was getting bullied. Now, Mosquera is playing with one leg at some point in that game, and I still think Mosquera covered more ground than he did with one fucking leg.
Yeah, I don't know why Mosquera didn't go off. Like, I understand we would have gone down to 10 men because we had no subs left, but to be honest, it was a tough watching him like limp around for the last 10, 15. I was thinking, like, what's going on there?
But the best thing about that match, as soon as they wrapped him up and come straight back on, Totti passed straight to him, and I was going, "What the fuck going on here?"
What are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you passing to him?
That is not the man you passed to. He could barely walk.
No. And
whoever basics here, I'll jump in here quickly.
Go on, Sutty.
Totti Gomez, he's the club captain.
No.
What other football club out of the 92 would have Totti Gomez as captain? And I'll say none. That's one thing.
I can't really think of a reason why he's captain apart from
it's new. You don't have someone like that. You have a leader as captain, someone that's going to lead on the pitch. He's not a leader. You don't have Totti Gomez as your captain. Secondly, his positional sense is abysmal.
Yeah.
Thirdly, people say he's good physically, but the issue he's good physically. The issue he's good. The reason he's good physically is because, as you just said, Sutty, his positional sense is so poor. He has to rely on his pace to get him out of bad situations.
Well,
that's the reason.
Jackie Chachua looks great when he's running towards his own goal because he's normally got himself in the shit and can get himself out of it with pace. He's no good going the other way, and he's not actually a very good player, as we all know. Totti Gomez should be nowhere near this starting 11 for this football club now. Now, people have argued me about this on social media this week, saying that, players we're looking at aren't as good as Totti Gomez. I can't believe that there are worse players at that standard than Totti Gomez. Totti Gomez is not a very good footballer at all.
I think
100%.
I got a little bit what you alluded to, Matt, with the goalkeeper situation. What's happening with Krejci and Santi? You know what I mean? We've got
Santi. I sort of get because I don't think. I mean, I rate him obviously, but I just don't think he'd suit the system.
Yeah,
I really don't. I think with how Pep Jota wants to play, I think he'd almost get dragged out a bit too easily, and I think that's why ultimately obviously the World Cup situation in mind, but I think that is why he's gone for Totti and Yerson because of their physical attributes. But everyone knows that when they're paired together, they're just so erratic. Like, and it just doesn't work. Like, it really doesn't.
They seem
What do you think, Matt?
They seem to pass to
Sorry,
each
Dan.
other about 40 times before they
Yeah.
they get anywhere near the like, you know, the halfway line. And in a
Yeah.
system like Cesar Pichetto, like, you've got to be on the front foot. You've got to move the ball fast. You've got to get it to the midfield as quick as you possibly can. Because as soon as you get penned back, the whole system makes no sense. Because all of a sudden then you've got a midfield open because, you know, you willing runners have gone too far up the pitch. And the whole thing just evaporates. And that's what happened against Blackburn. We were lucky to come away there with anything. I'm sorry, but I felt bad for Blackburn. I did. I genuinely did. I felt bad for him. First game of the season. I've got people, and I'm going to fucking say it now. I had people on my watch-along moaning at me because it's the first game of the season. Guys, your hierarchy want us to go up at the first time of asking. We can't drop points to Blackburn. I don't give a shit if it's the first game. You start as you mean to go on, especially with a team on paper which is nearly 100 fucking million. You can't just be, when it's a first game. You sound like Jeff Shee, guys. Jeff Shee literally came out in the public media. The first 10 or 15 games don't matter. Well, they fucking did, didn't they? They did, because look at where we are now. People don't seem as up in arms as they should be, because we've got a lovely shirt, because the tickets are cheaper so you can take your kids. Well, I'm sorry. We are looking down into the abyss if we don't start making things happen. And we have been promised the fucking world, and we've been delivered Wales in the equivalent. Do you know what I mean? We've been delivered the tiniest portion of this world. So, make it happen. We know they watched our fucking shit. We know that, Matt. They watch these things actively. They do. Maybe not just them, but the HR people for fucking definite. 100% they're watching shit, because they cater stuff to the releases of things. Like today, they used a video. Wasn't our video, by the way. Matt posted it on X, or John posted it on X, of Andre on his Twitch talking about, you know, JJ, but they could have found that anywhere. They found it on one of the fan groups. Just so happens to be ours. They show the logo and everything. They must actively be watching. I've been told Nathan watches this shit. So if you're watching it, listen to the people that are coming on here. We're not just haters, but we know for a fact it's not working.
That's the trouble though, Dan. They don't listen, mate. They don't listen. It's not in the culture of Chinese people to listen. You do as you're told. You don't put up a fight to anything. You do as you're told. And you surround yourself with yes people, because you don't ever want to be under threat from anybody. What they don't like is people standing up to them. And that's fact. They don't like that. They don't like people standing up to them. They don't like us coming on here moaning and whinging. I don't actually think they really like us going for meetings with them.
Of course they don't.
They like the fact that they're in charge and you do as you're told. Well, this is Wolverhampton. This is a working class city that's not up its own arse. That is full of damn good people, working class people, salt of the earth people. We don't give a fuck, really, what you've got in other businesses. Our love and our passion is Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club. And you should do your due diligence and look at the history of this football club and understand what you own. What you own. You own a founder member football club. You own a pioneer club of the European club format. You own one of the most important football clubs in world club football history. That's fact.
Yeah.
That is absolute fact. Do they know all this? I would probably question they know the
I think
history
they've
of
got
this
people
football club.
around them, Sutty, that very
No,
much
Dan.
know the history of the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, but Dan,
they're
these
not
people
listening
are
to these
trying to say
people.
things. They're not listening. They want if your boss is a screamer or shouter or a power mad person, you keep your head down, do just what you've got to do, and then you go home. And that's fact. Good bosses, Dan. Good bosses inspire people around them to be better at their jobs. Therefore, that makes the boss's job a lot easier and a lot more fluent. There's no fluency in this football club. There's just going through the motions to get the day over and done with.
Yeah.
I don't rate anybody on that board. They don't listen to us, even in the simplest of menial things. To them, they don't listen to us. They don't have to listen to us. And to them, I think we're a pain in the arse.
Sutty, I've got Matt here. Matt was with you, wasn't he? Around that table.
He was, yeah.
You've already had Ryan on. He was there. Dave was on here earlier on the chat saying that actions speak louder than words. Okay. These are a lot of people with influence. There are a lot of people with influence around the social media space, right? We matter because at the end of the day, that's how the world works now. It works around us, around the fans.
And to me, Dan, you're right. Sorry to butt in there. With all the podcasts out there, we're on here. The only way we're going to get stronger as a football group if we all come together.
Yeah.
All the podcasters, all that. And, you know, we all have our differences, whatever. But the main love is that we love Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yeah.
And if we were all together as the golden pack, so to speak, we can fight against people that don't want to, who are just using us.
100%.
Like I said, it was all big mouth. I went to the fans meeting. We all know what Nathan said. We're going to punch. Why didn't he come out and say, look, we need to clear the deadwood. It's going to take us at least a year to 18 years to offset these wages. But we believe in the young and hungry profile. We're not Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans shouting and Arsenal shouting at the podcast. We deserve to be this, and
This is it. We're very easy to please.
Yeah, if they would have said we're going to do, give us 18 months, we're going to go with the Jordan James and these kind of players, we would have held our hands up and said fair play.
Yeah.
Ryan Leister in that meeting, he was the one that said this. We'd rather you tell us the truth and the whole truth, even if it's not what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Be honest with us. He looked us in the eye. He basically said, I'm going to be honest with you. And then they set out how we're going to punch our way out of this division. It's all lies. Now, the trouble is, as well, within our fan base, you've got still people that think they're the mutts nuts because they've given us a great 8 years, according to them. Well, years 2, 3, and 4 were fantastic. And I've always said, I've been consistent. You've got to give them time and the plaudits for years 2, 3, and 4. Absolutely brilliant. Hedonistic years, really, for us as Wolves supporters, because we've been shit for decades. But it was unbelievably good. We could see that, like the nights against Man United in the Cup, beating Man City 3-2, getting into Europe. We've never had this for years, especially our generation hasn't anyway. We've got to give them plaudits for that. But you cannot just keep harping on back to that and giving it the bullshit line of, well, they bankroll us for 30 million a year. It's their asset. If they want it to get better, to be able to sell it, they've got to make it an attractive asset for somebody. If they want the big money, it's got to be worth that money. It ain't worth nowhere near the 450, 500 million what they want for it. We've got a ground that's crumbling down. Now, we all love Molineux. I still, as a 55-year-old bloke, I walk up onto the South Bank, look at that pitch, and I still get a shiver down my spine. That is my spiritual home. That I love the place. there's nothing you can say to me that doesn't now shock me about these owners. There's nothing at all. Now, I just love being a thorn in their side. Ryan would tell you, Dave would tell you, Matt would tell you on our chat. I've always said it's my favourite pastime, pissing them off. I love pissing them off. They are nothing to me. They are raping this club, not for money, as I've said earlier, but for exposure,
marketing, yeah,
greater monetary gain eventually across the world. Now, that can't continue. That can't continue unless some of that monetary gain gets put back into this club to make the infrastructure better, to make the playing squad better, and to give us all a better experience. Now, when's it going to change? Because we don't have a 1, 3, and 5 year plan. Nobody can tell us it because they've admitted they haven't got one.
That has to be the first question off on our lips, doesn't it? When we eventually do see them again, that has to be the first question. When we were at the trust meeting, Matt, I asked you, or so I don't know if it was me or not. I think I asked him at one point, but I think it was repeated a few times. What is the plan? What is the first 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year? Give me the whole roadmap, or give me a time where you're going to tell me what the roadmap is. And he fell on his arse on a simple question. We don't really know. We don't want to concentrate on that. We want to concentrate on year 1, and that is being promoted. I'm sorry, that's a poor response. Fucking awful. Awful. That's your trust. They're the people that are trying to convince others that we're a sensible football club that you can put £5 into. Do you know what I mean? They actively came to that trust meeting to show us that fucking new shirt. And I've said it, I'll say it every single podcast. I said to Matt Jackson, you can show me whatever the fuck you want up on there. Until you give me players that deserve to actually wear it, I couldn't give a shit. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. You've come to the... And it wasn't the trust's fault. They came there with the plan. You know what I mean? They lent my... what's his name? Chris. Chris lent my fucking projector that day. And I asked Chris, I was like, bloody hell, you know, you're going to eat up time talking about the fucking shirt. And he went, no, it's not our idea. It was their idea to promote the shirt. And it just seems so fucking ridiculous. And like, they're not thinking. They're not reading the room. They're not thinking. They're not learning from mistakes. They are just fucking idiots. They're idiots. And that, Sutty, and I'm coming to you now, is why the flag was out the other day. Talk to me about that. What happened?
Well, people are just getting pissed off with it, aren't they? People are fed up of the constant no show of anything, really. It's so staged, all of this. I mean, they've fair play to them. They've gone and got RAÚL before the World Cup, and they've spoke to RAÚL since, I believe it was the Fulham home game, and they've gone and got him. Go and get RAÚL, because I think the season tickets deadline was the 29th of June. Get him before the World Cup. Get him on board. Season tickets will sell out. They're not fucking stupid people, these men. Right, so they've
Same
got
with
it.
today.
Sorry,
Sutty. Just while it's on my mind, same as today. Gave us the bad news of injuries. Gave us the bad news of the fucking the song. Can't even fucking think. Liquidator. Gave us that, and then just snuck in the Jordan James thing. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Just Dan,
snuck it in.
Again, Dan, the Liquidator. A trivial thing to people outside of Wolverhampton, right? Really trivial. Think what you're getting upset for over a song, a piece of music, even to some of our supporters. Why are you getting pissed off? it's not necessarily the piece of music. Yes, we want it back because the roof would lift off. Could you imagine that? If they'd have just put, I got it in my head still against Blackburn. Thought, got to get in there half decent. Like, you know, 'cause I reckon they're going to play the Liquidator. I reckon they're going to play it. No. What do? We wait till the season started and play fucking hi-ho Silver Lining, which is a big pile of shit. And then it doesn't get, people sing along
A little bit.
Not
A
like
little
the
bit.
Liquidator.
Yeah.
Not like the Liquidator. But 93% of people polled, and I think there was 3,000 people wanted the Liquidator back. And one person, I believe, the main instigator for not having it back, who's put the kibosh in it all, I'm going to name him. And if he wants to come and see me at any game, he'll know who I am. I think I'm pretty well known around Molineux. Mr. Steve Sutton. Same surname as me, nothing to do with me.
Fucking hell.
Right. So Mr. Steve Sutton is head of security, and he's gone on record with a big dossier saying that it's for safety reasons and that they don't. Now the club is running a certain way and they want a certain kind of person within this club that doesn't swear, that doesn't sing aggressively and what have you. So there's a few songs that'll be fine to sing. Build a bonfire is basically saying chuck all the brummies on a bonfire and burn them to death. That's fine. You can say
that one's fine, yeah.
Yeah, and you can put them all on the fucking top of the bonfire as well, because the F word's fine there.
Yeah.
And then there's other words like we ate the Albion. What's the other one? About Albion shagging their sisters and things like this.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can still sing that.
Yeah.
But you can't sing "Fuck Off West Brom, We're Wolves" because that's really, really aggressive. That is really aggressive, and it's going to make all the ground quake in their boots. But what it will do is it'll take the fucking roof off before every kickoff. But we don't want that because that sets the tone. And I'll tell you what they're more worried about. They're not worried about us singing "Fuck Off West Brom, We're Wolves." They're more worried about us singing "Fuck Off Fosun, We're Wolves." And that's where the truth lies. They've had so much bad press in the last 12 months worldwide that it's hurting them. And they don't want to give us any little glimmer of hope that we could sing that. So I'd suggest that everybody at Preston, the 5,600, all know the tune of the Liquidator, because they're all diehards that will be going on Saturday. Start chanting it.
Do it every match. Do it every single match.
Every match, yeah. Drown out that stupid, shitty hi-ho Silver Lining. That's not our tune. That belongs to the Villa. And before anybody says it belongs to the Albion, it's a bit of a debate there because actually it belongs to Chelsea. And around the late 60s, us and Albion took it on board as well. So it don't belong to anybody, really. But that's our spiritual tune. Whether you like it or not, that sets the tone for a game. And if you haven't been to a game where the Liquidators played, where Wolves are taking part in it, whether it be at the Hawthorns or at Chelsea, then unfortunately, you don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah,
give me goosebumps now.
I think the thing is with it, it would show unity, and it would show that they're listening, and it would show that we're a fan base that ultimately just want little wins to just get us over the line and get us, into a decent situation again. And I honestly, genuinely just think that they don't want us all shouting the word fuck first part of the game because they don't want that televised. That's what it is. They don't want that televised. And they don't want the idea of loads of people screaming the word fuck because it offers, negativity towards the younger fan base, etc., etc. And
the trouble is, Dan,
to some degree,
you work in schools, Dan. You work in schools.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Right now, let's be honest, Dan. I'm not encouraging people to walk past and stand outside school playgrounds. You'll probably get arrested if you stood outside there every day. But if you listen to the language in school playgrounds, fuck off West Brom is the least of the problems that we have in society today. I can promise you that now. I'm sick and tired of people forgetting the demographic as this football club. This football club in the from late 60s all the way through the 70s to the 80s, and there's people within our Discord will know this a little bit before me. This football club was fucking feared. Now, whether you like it or not, going to football matches,
Rivalry,
tribal, right? And that's what makes the atmosphere. There was always a little bit of fear going to certain grounds where you thought, oh, I up, we're going to be up against it here today. If you don't want that little bit of tribalism, because let me tell you as well, football has never been as safe to go to as what it is today. You can have all the shouting, all the aggression in the stands and that. There's very, very rarely any major trouble. You might get idiots like what we had at Port Vale the other night, but they were scrapping between themselves, not with us. But you've got to have that element in the game, or there's no game. You might as well go watch the Sound of fucking Music at the pictures every
so too. I went to the fans meeting with Dan and Jamie, and Jackson was just harping on a summer, so I just started singing the Liquidator, something within me. I started going duh, duh, duh. And then Dazale said to Nathan, sorry, can you hear what someone's singing? And that's when it was brought up. Yeah. And he had this. He said, "I will have to think about it. I'll go into deep discussion with it." Yeah. And he hasn't even come out and said reason why. Yeah. Even if he'd done a little statement, said, "We've looked at it. We don't like the swear words or whatever. Deal with it."
I think Dapper, actually, there is a statement that came out today, and that's kind of one of the reasons why everyone's up in arms. There is a statement that comes out, and he does say that they've done extra work to look at it a second time, etc. And if that is the case, fair enough. But to the people,
and what was the reason, Dan? What was the reason, bud?
He just said it's a security thing.
But, is that the same thing as what
so
Sutty just said?
Can I just reiterate this on here, Dan? Because as we all know, they'll see it. If Steve Sutton is watching this, and I hope he gets to hear about this, if he'd like to contact me, I will willingly go for a meeting with him, and I'll go through the fundamentals of what being a football supporter is. He's into security, right? Now, his job fundamentally is to make sure that ground is safe for everybody to go in there. And I want to know why he thinks a song doesn't make that stadium, which, let's be honest, hasn't seen widespread hooliganism for decades now, really. Since the advent of CCTV, it's gone to a certain degree, especially in the top two leagues. Why do you think that it's going to cause wide-scale problems? Every other person around me will say the F word 10 times throughout that game, and they won't just say it, they'll shout it. I don't see one person getting kicked out for shouting that word. You tell me, stop hiding behind your little fence in your office. You come and tell me, or anybody else, why you deem that you've got the power to go to our CEO and say, Nathan, we shouldn't be doing this. This is a personal agenda that you don't want it, not a safety issue. There's no safety issue.
Can I just say as
West Midlands Police, they used to use West Midlands Police as an excuse. We know for fact
that's bullshit.
That West Midlands Police never ever said you can't play it. We can play that whenever we want.
Give a shit.
They just choose not to.
Can I just say as well that we now are a laughing stock because Sister Shaggers down the road, they can sing it to their heart's content, even when we're there.
Yeah.
What's the difference? The difference is we have a weak hierarchy who at one time wouldn't even open the doors or listen to anyone. And now we've got, as Sutty would say, the baby-faced assassin who literally listens to everyone. And to a degree, that's good. But you've also got to weigh up the options. I genuinely think if they, like Sutty said, if they had just played it, did a little risk assessment after it, and gone, didn't cause any trouble at all. It was brilliant. You see that? Did you see them? They were fucking loving life. I've not seen the Molineux that loud since fucking Jota scored that fucking goal against Manchester United.
But we're missing the point here, Dan. We're missing the point. It's a simple point, this is. Yet again, they haven't listened. They're not listening to us. We can go in these meetings with them all the time. They give us the smile and, yeah, we'll look into that. Yeah, we're looking. Well, no, don't look into it. Give us an answer now. Give us the answer now. Unfortunately, it's got to be a lot of robust people go to these meetings and let them know the wide-scale anger of at least 50% of this fan base. There's 50% that are really cheesed off with the
honestly, so you kind of took what I was going to say without thinking that I was thinking it. We should all just sing it.
Yeah.
Every game.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just fucking all just sing it. Genuinely. I think we should.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Kick us all out?
They can't, can they?
So everyone, if it just all fucking sing it. If it means that much to you, which it does.
What they're basically saying is it's a little bit insulting. Well, they've been insulting me for the last 5 fucking years.
I'm gonna say.
Fucking right, that is.
Just all fucking sing it. Honestly, I put my hands up now and promote. Fucking sing it, guys.
Sing the Liquidator.
Just go nuts. Fuck them. Who cares? It's not going to cause anything. Like I just said, what you should have done is you should have asked us, first game of the season, right, we put a poll out on the official Wolves pages, what song do you want to hear? And I guarantee it would all been Liquidator. They'd have played it. Security is sitting there, risk assessment, right, anyone been hurt? No. Okay, lovely, we'll play it for the next one. And then as soon as there's any shit, then go, right, we're taking it off you. You know, we've give you something good and you've took advantage of it and it's caused an upset. That's fair enough. Yeah. Then it's fine. But you've took it without anything. It's not caused any issues. Where is the issue? When did it occur? This is what I'm trying to say. When did this even fucking occur? It's just ridiculous. It's just made up excuses. Matt, I don't know if you're still there, mate. I'm going to bring someone else in, bro.
Well, that's Sam. I'm not good enough.
No, bless you.
Joking,
I am going to say one thing to you actually before you leave, Matt. What's your prediction for Preston?
I think 1-1.
1-1. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, not a prediction I want to be making, but I don't know.
I understand your feeling, though, Matt. I'm
usually quite optimistic as well, but I don't know.
Especially if they put Totti as captain again, Matty. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to change, I don't think. And the issue is when he gets the armband, you could just tell he just plays so nervous. He plays like a nervous wreck, like
a ballerina.
He really, really can't have it, and it's only an armband on his bicep, but he really can't hack it, and that's just the sad reality. But there's no chance we're going to strip captaincy off him. So. But yeah, no, I'm sure other people want to get on, so I'll.
Matt,
nice one, Matt.
Nice speaking to you, lad. Thanks a lot.
Legend. Thank you so much. Guys, if you want to support Matt and the Wolfpack, etc., at Wolfpack WWFC on all social media, they do absolute God's work, them pair do, John and Matt. They leave me to my devices over on YouTube, but they are very much the cogs that make those things work. So, fucking brilliant, guys. Right, I'm going to get Max on. I am a little bit cautious of time, so we'll get probably 1 or 2 more on. and then we'll call it a podcast. But it's been really, really good, guys. Max, I'm going to bring you on, mate. Make sure you're wearing some headphones or, all those good things, mate. Just getting you on now. Max. Hello? Max.
Sure. Oh.
Right, let me go to that guy. Where's Max? Max, you there?
Yeah.
How's it going, mate?
How are you, Max?
Kicked him off.
Hello,
again.
chap.
I'm going 2 seconds. Why is it doing that?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. You're all good,
Yeah.
mate. We can hear you. You're here.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you a bit of a story, actually, about my experience with kind of some of the reactions people get for being, to me, the opposite. People say happy clapper, don't they? The opposite to a happy clapper to me is kind of, well, it's being a realist. But I used to actually defend Fosun quite a bit, and I'm happy to admit that. And I was always looking to kind of play devil's advocate, look for a balanced ground, a nuanced ground. And more recently, as time's gone on, especially towards the end of last season, I've just started calling things as it is, and I found the more that I've pushed back, you get people jump on you and say you're not a proper fan,
Yeah.
you're toxic, just accusing me of being toxic, even though I'm saying some positive things and saying, oh, you're too negative. And I sort of think, well, actually, I've just spent the past couple of seasons seeing this managed decline, which is what it is to me. Just because they do a couple of positive things, it doesn't mean that I'm not seeing the overall picture. And then say we'll sign Jordan James, and then all of a sudden someone will find me and say, see, I told you so. And I'm like, well, it's not mutually exclusive. I can applaud individually positive things.
Absolutely.
But it's like I'm not allowed. You've got to be completely positive or completely negative. And I'm like, and I think, no, it's not. They're not mutually exclusive. I can still say, these are positives, but on balance, there's a lot of stuff to criticize and criticize, in a valid way. And I like the fact that this channel, I've heard Sutty and yourself speak a lot of truth to power, and I just wanted to come on and say thank you and really respect that. And actually, I'm a really nice guy. I always try and be polite and respectful, and I have been given some really vile attacks, and we're supposed to be the bad guys just for calling out Fosun. And I just wanted to come on and say that because I've gone on this journey and I'm like, well, I'm not pulling any punches anymore. Do you know what I mean?
You shouldn't have to either, though, Max. You shouldn't have to do that. I mean, just so you know, you're not alone, Max. I could probably name the people you're on about, and let me tell you now, they absolutely worship the ground I walk on. They love me. And I love winding them up myself. I think it's one of my best pastimes because they're proper they're almost militant towards in favour of Fosun, and you can say nothing against them. Well, guess what? You'll never shut me up. I can fucking assure you of that.
Yeah, it's good to hear, and I've listened to you for a while now, and a lot of the time I agree with you. Sometimes I don't, but then we have a laugh about it, and it's all good, which I think
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And the only other thing I want to say really was just, I think this window will be the biggest ever tell that we've had so far of Fosun. It'll be very interesting when it closes. And I've got people saying, oh, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. But we've been bitten so many times. And if you care so much about something, because we all clearly do, you're going to hurt. And when you're hurt, you're going to express that. And I think that's fine. And I've been told, some of these guys tell me, oh, they're football finance experts, and they quote stuff at you and they say, oh, wow, but what about this and this? And, sometimes they're right. But again, it doesn't excuse the late business. It doesn't excuse. So it's like, well, yes, reasons are not excuses is what I usually say.
Well, Max, can I just say, we were in a room and we were told that they are not going to make the same mistakes again. They're not gonna go into business late. Blah 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 blah. And lo and behold, here we are signing Jordan James with what? How long's left of the window?
Week and a half. Yeah, something like that.
tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good signing, but as I alluded to earlier, that guy has been linked to this football club since fucking 2023. Since he was a kid, we've been looking at him. He's been on our fucking radar in the scouting from the scouting and all those guys for ages. So Matt Jackson, if you're fucking coming on and saying, "Oh, we've done this, we've done that," I'm sorry. What did you do? Open up a fucking Word document? Because do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What has he done? He's done nothing. He's literally just gone on there. Right, who have we linked to in the past? Lovely. Let's ask him because he's doing well at the moment, Jordan. And then let's take a fucking age because let's be honest, we've probably talked to agents that were blue in the face, and then we've gone, we'll let the player decide. It's important the player decides, and that is important. But you've got to say as well, look, we're at this point in the transfer window. Choose. Are you us? Are you Borough? Or are you somewhere else? What are you doing? And we've got to be assertive, and we've got to be to the point and get these fuckers over the line because we just don't have time. We don't have time.
This is it. They take time to bed in. They take time to adjust. And that's one of the big pitfalls of the late business that, even if we do get in another 3 or 4 in, we could already be dropping points by the time they've adjusted. And that you end up in that catch-22 of last season. Maybe some of those guys would have performed slightly better, but they're already in that negative mental mindset because you didn't get them bedded in sooner. And it's sort of almost like some people feel it's a bit of a waste of a summer. And while I do think he is a good addition, the injuries have exposed the lack of depth. And even if they get... Yeah.
Go on. We said this literally... As soon as we signed Trippier, I said, under Cesar Pichetto, yes, he's a fantastic player, but he is going to be on his arse because you have to run and run and run some more. And unfortunately, I mean, he's what, 36? Is that right?
Yeah.
He's the same age as me. I could run.
He's turning 38 soon, actually, but yeah.
I only ran for 10 minutes in that fucking Dazzling Dave's tournament thing. I was fucking off. Yeah. I got injured. Yeah. I'm 36. Yeah, I'm not as fit at all, but fuck me. You got to think sometimes the body catches up with you unless you're fucking Ronaldo or Messi or whatever. And under Cesar Pichetto, that's a manager who's going to get you running like you've never run before, mate. Like a Bielsa, like that sort of manager.
Sorry, Dan. Max, when did you start turn on, not if I use a better word, turn on Fosun? Was it this year, last year? When did you realise these people are full of shit?
I think some point halfway through Bruno Lage, I started to have doubts.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I think when they didn't back Lopetegui, and
you knew that.
Yeah, and I think Lopetegui did a bit of a number on us, but I think there's more to that than
100%.
We won't find out all of that for a while, and then just sort of got progressively further and further over to where perhaps you and Sutty are from that point. And then I think last season was just a nail in the coffin, really. And now, I still try and be respectful, but I struggle so much and I have so many fears. And I'm just thinking, people, with some really nice guys, but saying, "Oh, we're nailed on top 2," and I'm like, "Are you all right?
How are we though? How are we?"
Yeah.
We're naive, we're delusional. I'm sorry to be thinking those sort of things, and it's not us. It's not us thinking that, Max. We're going to meetings, and they're saying that
they're picking us up.
We're going to walk the league, that we're going to, be the heavy hitter and all this shit, mate. I'm sorry, but against that that showing against Blackburn, we've got a long season.
Like I said, I'm 54 years of age. I come out of that fans meeting smiling like a Cheshire cat, like I was like Christmas is coming.
Yeah, I thought there would be a lot more of a rebuild, and I know some other people want to get in. So the last thing I'll say is, look, that back line really worries me. I think Wolf will Wolfer will grow into the season, perhaps. Don't know if Bueno will stay. He needs more cover from Mane, which maybe doesn't quite have the experience to kind of see that at the moment, or I'm not quite sure why he's quite not giving him the cover he needs. But then you've got over the other side, of course, now Trippier is injured. I thought they would ease Trippier in, but then you're left with Jackson. Some people think he might do better in a slightly different position. I'm not so sure. But my biggest worry is Totti and Yerson. You need two big Grizzly Championship experience guys at the back there. Yeah, and that's what I think is needed. Will we get it? I don't know.
I think we do need to keep an eye on the idea that we're playing a high line. We need pacey, athletic centre backs, and I think that's where the attributes kind of favour for those two.
But that's only it, though, ain't it, Dan? That's the only thing their attributes are.
Yeah. After that, really, what we're seeing on the pitch doesn't match those attributes.
Trouble is, Dan. Trouble is in this system, your two centre backs have got to be able to play football.
Yeah.
These two can't play.
I really think.
If you cut these two up, and made one player, you wouldn't get an half decent player.
No.
So you're pissing in the wind here. This system won't work if them two backs can't play football. And by that I mean they've got positional sense. They're good in the air. They're fast. They're strong, and they can actually play a good ball.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to I think it's Dino in. So I'm going to. Thanks, guys.
Great call, mate. Absolutely brilliant call.
Nice one, Max. See you around, mate.
Cheers.
See
Bye.
you later.
Thanks, Max.
Take care.
Last caller, Dean, and then basically predictions for the next game, lads. I know it's 2 hours, but we didn't do calls.
It flew by.
Time, to be fair. Dino.
Hey, Dino.
You there? Dean. You are. I don't know if you are muted. Actually, you muted? Oh, I've muted you. There we go. Hello, Dean.
Hello. You all okay?
Dean, mate.
Hi, Dino.
How are we doing? You okay?
Yeah, I wasn't really going to come on, and last time I come on, I was really angry, and now I just feel really flat. My emotions with this football club are just so up and down. Like the other day, I was so angry. That's why I wanted to come and meet Sutty outside the Molineux.
Oh. Yeah.
And I just feel flat. Because I just see the future of this football club going in one direction, regardless of what people say and the fan base. I just see a horrible future for this football club. I really do,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't see it. Without a 1, 3, and 5 year plan, there's no. What is the future?
That's what I was going to say to him.
Very true.
Dean.
I mean, it's just.
Go on. Sorry.
I was just going to say the constant bullshit from Fosun and like I say, I do support Malaga as well. And Malaga were in the shit because of the owners there. So I know what can happen to a football club, you know. And Fosun, hopefully they'll go at the end of the season because we can't carry on like this season after season with these owners. It's just all bullshit.
Yeah. It just feels like a smoke screen, doesn't it? Every single season just feels like more and more smoke coming out, and a lot of them are still fucking breathing it in, and it's just annoying. I think a lot of people as well. Sorry, Dean. I know you want to have your say and everything, but I've kind of had something come in my head then. Listen, a lot of people, and I ain't gonna name names, but they need to fucking wake up, man. They need to wake up, and we all need to get on the same page. None of this fucking, it's one game. None of this, I thought we were good in spells and all this shit. Don't hold on to all of this positivity, because the essence of it all, it should be negative. We shouldn't be where we are. We shouldn't deal with the shit we're dealing with. We shouldn't have to fucking think, do I want to buy a fucking Wolves shirt because of this? Do I want to fucking renew my season ticket because of this? It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, mate. Dean, tell me what your thoughts were. The first game of the season. That second half, just really late on thick, mate. Go for it.
Okay, well, like I was saying, like I predicted that we were not going to start off well this season. And the first half, the first 15, 20 minutes, we looked good. But once again, as soon as those goals go in, it's like the players just react one way.
Yeah.
And that is heads down.
Yeah,
we're fucked. How do we get back into the game? I'm sure if Wolves go to Preston and we get an early goal and go 2-0 up, we could maybe smash them 5-0. But the facts are, with our defence, if they score first, I mean, Totti is captain. If you'd have noticed last season, when he was captain and we conceded early, his head was down. He wasn't geeing up the players around him with positivity. Come on, guys. His head was down, and everyone was just walking back to the centre circle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a disgrace. As a captain, you should be geeing your players up regardless, And as I put in the comments earlier, because I'm Dr. Palm on the YouTube, guys, right?
Yeah.
Because of my palm tree business. Now, Totti must have Wang's secret as some incriminating evidence against Fosun, and he's passed it on to Totti, because how Wang used to play for our football club is beyond me. And the same thing is happening with Totti and the captaincy. So has he got the incriminating evidence of blackmailing Fosun to play him now? Because I just can't get my head around it. I'm sorry.
No.
It's right, isn't it?
Honestly, I can't give you an answer. I don't think any Wolves fan can. I don't think any Wolves fan, regardless of how happy you are, regardless of your agenda, regardless of what you do in the social space, none of them can really say why Totti Gomez is captain. None of them. So why the fuck is it happening? Why? Why the fuck is it happening? I don't understand it. Especially when you got Trippier on the pitch, it's just taking the piss.
But last season with Wang, it was the same. Several managers came into the club and they still continue to play Wang. Why?
Yeah.
What is wrong with this football club that they can't see what's going on?
It's true, mate. It's really, really telling is what it is. Is that like everything we're saying, it all leads to the same fucking door, doesn't it? And that is Fosun International, unfortunately.
But like we said before, guys, it don't matter what football people even if we bring 4 or 5 people in now, they will go to Fosun or Nathan or and say, this is what we think, and they'll turn around and say, we don't give a fuck what you think, this is how we're going to do it. So it don't matter what football people come in or has been there. The reason why they went down the road is probably because they did speak up to the management or the owners. Down the road they went. So Walder and Jackson, I'm just happy to get their income every week.
I mean, I'll say one thing just before we go. Did you see the state of them 3?
Yeah, that was all sad and
they looked like they'd been scolded by a fucking teacher. They looked like they wanted the ground to open up and then to fall in. And I think to some degree, I wish they fucking did.
It looked like they looked over the stadium and Sutty was waving at them and they put the red down going, oh, fuck. Here we go.
Could I say one more point, Dan, before we go, yeah?
Go on, Dean.
Right. Now, I'm 53 coming, yeah? And I used to go to so many away games, 30 strong. We'd take over a pub, yeah, enjoy ourselves, have a great time. Now, I'd say at least 25 of my friends no longer have any association with the football club because they've given up.
They've been priced out or?
Priced out, the way football's changed, the way you can't really act at a football match. Now, I still go occasionally. Well, I go more than occasionally because my son's 11 and I've been taking him for 4 seasons now because I wanted him to have Wolves in his blood, and he has. But we gave up our season tickets a few years ago when they decided to put kids' prices up and then change their minds.
Same here.
And I'm just so happy my son's a big Wolves fan, even though we're not on the happiest times. And in my lifetime, we've had more downs than ups. Like I've heard Sutty say, we probably had 7 good seasons in the last 40 years.
Mm.
But
Yep.
keep going, guys. We keep going. But Fosun have to leave by the end of the season latest. I can't do them anymore.
No.
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 Well, look at
No.
this team. Them taking 5,500 away Saturday to Preston. The fans will always be there, buddy.
I know it shows. I mean, I said on the Discord earlier that the Wolves fan base, and a lot of people were not thinking, even abroad, when I lived abroad, people would hear us and they'd say Wolverhampton. Everyone knew who Wolverhampton was, everyone around Europe.
Mm.
Our football club is massive, but it's being destroyed by Fosun.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed, mate. Absolutely agreed.
Brilliant, Dean.
Well
Just
done,
makes me
Dean.
flat. Sorry, guys, I'm just in a flat mood today. Yes, I was in an angry mood. My emotions with this football club.
Yep.
Mm.
You know?
Welcome to Wolverhampton Wanderers, Dean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, Sutty. But you Dan and Sutty and Dappa, you do a great show. And like I say, everyone in the Discord is great people.
Yeah.
And we all want the same thing. And then we know we have slightly different views. But the main objective is get Fosun out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice
guys.
one.
Have a good
Brilliant.
evening. Yeah.
Thanks, Dean.
Brilliant.
See you
Take
mate.
care.
around, mate. See you later.
Bye.
Oh, long ass show tonight, lads. But I feel like it was needed.
Yeah.
I feel like after that game, after everything, Sutty taking the flag out, I think a wake-up call is very much the case. But it's almost too late. And that's that's hereby the problem. It's almost like we're kind of forced to get the flags out now. And this is kind of where I want to leave the show, because I know they all watch, especially the end. I know this for a fact. So now I hope you're all watching. It might say 3 grumpy wolves, but actually, I want to come on here and be proud and happy about my club. I want to fix this. I want my dad's seat. I want to wear a fucking wolf shirt again. You know what I mean? I want all of the pride back. I want all of what is lost and what has been taken away by you guys. And you might sit there and say, well, we've given you this, we've given you that, like Sutty said. Thank you for that. But right now, my club, our club, is in the fucking mud. And what we're seeing and what you're saying does not, absolutely does not match up at all. You need to fix your ideas up. It's not just us 3 that'll be outside with flags. I tell you now, the worst thing that you can do is upset Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux. That ground is fucking like a church to some people. And you know what happened last time. You know what happened when we got out ugly and we got Jeff on his ear. Don't be fucking shocked if you go into this season after that window closes and we've only got what we've got now, that we're not standing out there making a fucking row and you've got yourselves to blame. And if you shut your fucking blinds to us, tough shit, we're all over social media. We're all over it. And that's a bigger fucking space than outside Waterloo Road. So don't fucking upset us to those degrees. I don't care if you want to come on here and say you trolls and all this shit. I couldn't give a shit. We want this club to do well, guys. There is no agenda to the club. We don't want to moan. We want to move in the right direction, and the direction that this club, this wonderful fucking football club, deserves to move in. Get the little wins right. Get the players in. And Sutty, just like he said last time, those flags, you won't see them again. But mark our words, and I'll let Sutty talk because he's the one with the flags. It won't just be that guy there up in arms if this shit doesn't go to plan. Trust me on that. That's not just me fucking scaremongering you lads. That is the actual fact. And a lot of them, trust me, A lot of them won't, but I reckon a lot more will. Sutty.
I don't need to say any more than that, Dan. I think you've just said it all perfectly, mate. I've nothing at all to add to that.
Good. I've made him speechless. Fucking hell.
No, you said it perfect.
Dapper,
Like you say, Dan,
awesome to have you back, mate.
They've got a week and a half at least to show a little bit of, I am going to say pride or passion.
Yeah.
Just put these 3 or 4 players on that fucking golden turf for us. So we've got JJ, nicknamed JJ. We've got him, but bolster this squad so we can have a decent season, have a good, I'm not going to say punch or pride or fucking all these bollocks. Just make these fans home and away, clap their fucking hands and look at that team to say they've given 98 minutes of blood and snot. That's all we ask for.
Yeah.
Folks, that's all we ask for. Blood, snot. You want our support? Well, 5,500 are going Saturday. If you're going to do the right thing, bring some players in to make us stronger.
Yeah. Nice one. Guys, thanks very much for being in the chat. Thank you very much for joining in on the call in. If you're coming in and you're watching this after the fact, get your comments in and we'll go through those as well. Thank you, Rebecca, for being in charge of the green room as always. Absolute legend. I am going to open up the Discord again soon if people stop being dickheads. So look out for that. But you've behaved really well tonight, guys. So thank you so much. I feel like we're sort of aligning now. A lot of people are really starting to turn their heads now, and I'm glad to see it in the idea that we've got some unity. But I'm sad to see it at the same time because it just shows you really it's not just us grumpy cunts that are going to say that soon enough. It's going to be all of them. So
all
sort
of them.
it out. Look, we'll be back. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Make sure